Greetings. Alaupa. 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 Greetings. Welcome. This is knowledge, the seventh seed. Knowledge, the seventh seed. Seven being a spiritual number, a mystical number. And acquiring knowledge is the key. The message in reference to this segment, in reference to what I'm going to start now, is the vibrations or frequencies to be on the lookout for in the year 2020. 2020, 2020, which reduces to the number 4. Now, as an introduction in reference to the vibrations and the frequencies on the horizon coming in the year 2020. Now, today's date is the 23rd of November, 2019. November 23rd, 2019. And so 2 months from now, or well, less than 2 months from now, we will be in the year 2020. So this is basically a forecast. Also, vibrations and frequencies on the horizon in the coming year, 2020. It's a 4-year. When we're dealing with the vibration of a 4, we're dealing with being productive, determination, hardworking, being courageous, using our willpower to the fullest. I mean to the fullest. The vibration of the number 4 is the number of a builder. 4 is also a number associated with structure, stability, foundation. So 2020 is the year to build, to have a foundation, to know what you want. There has to be order, not chaos, but order, stability, and again, determination. We're dealing with the vibration of the color red, courage, motivation, ambition. I cannot stress this enough, ambition. We also have the vibration of war. WAR, war. Oh yes, not just war in the world externally, but what the Muslims refer to as jihad, a war with ourselves, internal struggles also. Well, we are dealing with wars. This could also mean war amongst the nations also. Simply because the number 4 is the Emperor in the tarot card deck in the Major Arcana, which is the 4th trump, the 4th card, associated with the planet Mars, also known as Aries, which means God of War. With this energy, we're dealing with leadership, courage, determination, ambition, boldness, fearlessness. Be wary of vibrations of ego, lust, rage, uncontrolled anger, pride, arrogance. These are the inner demons within each and every one of us that needs to be healed. So the wars, the terrorism, all this destruction that we're seeing in the world today are reflections of facets of our being that needs to be healed. So with our thoughts, we could either heal the planet or destroy the planet. How are we going to harness this fiery energy? I choose to use the fiery energy to purify humanity, to purify the earth, rather than destroy the earth. Although destruction is a necessity in order for things to be renewed and rebuilt. So, if there's any destruction taking place on the earth, rejoice in it, because with destruction, we are being broken down to be rebuilt, to be reborn. So, we could also see the positive in the destruction along with the energy of Mars. Its destructive power can benefit us in the long run because we are one with all things. So the Mars planet outside of us mirrors or reflects our inner Mars, our inner warrior. So it's up to us, humanity as a whole, in reference to how we're going to harness this inner fire. Also, in the 4 year, the vibration is also associated with planning, careful, careful planning, and hard work and determination. Hard work and determination and being courageous. The Emperor is the complement to the Empress. Now remember, we're in 2019, a 3 year, which is the Empress, which is associated with reaping and sowing, harvesting and planting seeds. In just a moment, I'm going to read a passage from the Magnet of Divine Blessings. And this is a teaching from the Baha'i Faith. And this is the message of the Most High concerning sowing and reaping, or reaping and sowing. Because I mentioned 2019 is a 3 year, which is associated with growth, fertility, harvest, birth, renewal, planting seeds, etc. But since this year is coming to a close, we're coming into a 4 year in 2020. Okay, here goes the reading. The days of sowing. These are the days of seed sowing. These are the days of tree planting. The bountiful bestowals of God are successive. He who sows a seed in this day will behold his reward in the fruits and harvest of the heavenly kingdom. This timely seed, when planted in the hearts of the beloved of God, will be watered by showers of divine mercy and warmed by the sunshine of divine love. Its fruitage and flowers shall be the solidarity of mankind, the perfection of justice, and the praiseworthy attributes of heaven manifest in humanity. All who sow such a seed and plant such a tree, according to the teachings of Baha'u'llah, shall surely witness this divine outcome in the degrees of its perfection, and will attain unto the good pleasure of the merciful one. And this is a message concerning humanity from the Prophet Baha'u'llah, a messenger and prophet of the Most High. Now, as we continue in reference to this 4 year, we're going to talk about the Emperor Tarot card, and it reads as follows. He is the masculine principle of the Animus in the Patriarch. He represents power and authority, and in his stern attitude of quiet departure from the sensual beauty of the Empress, which is his feminine counterpart, the Emperor has a long white beard, a symbol of his experience. As an archetype, It is common to see masculine figures of authority or father figures with long white beards. It suggests that this man has acquired years of wisdom and experience, and he is worthy of listening to because he has seen firsthand the consequences of his actions. Ladies and gentlemen, keep this in mind also. With the emperor being associated with four, we're dealing with name it, claim it type of perceptions, meaning that the first man, Adam or Adam, in the Bible was given dominion over all things. He named everything. He had dominion. So the energy that's flowing in the air is to remind us that we too have dominion, so we have to claim what we want. Name it and claim what we want, because the power is within, the willpower is within to manifest what we want to create. So we have to rule and be courageous and be bold, because we have the power inside of us. We too have dominion. We have dominion. But to have dominion over things outside of yourself, you have to have dominion over yourself before you can have dominion over anything else. Now, when you read the New Testament, 1 Timothy, if I'm not mistaken, chapter 5, verse 8, it states that if a man is not able to provide for his family, he is worse than an unbeliever. And the reason why I quoted that scripture is because I was told to in the spirit, simply because we're dealing with a four frequency or vibration, and the emperor figure in the tarot, which is the fourth trump, the fourth card, is an emperor, yes, masculinity, yes, strong-willed, yes, but he's also a father. So this message goes out to all fathers, young and old, and soon to be fathers, or fathers in the future. However you want to phrase this or word it. This is a lesson for men to step up and be men. Put away the cowardice. The little boy syndromes have to be tucked in, has to be put away. And it's time to come out of our shells and be men, and be bold, and be courageous. Be the leaders that we were born to be, that we were called to be, because we're dealing with the father energy. We're dealing with masculinity. We're dealing with fatherhood. So being a father to the children, whether you are a biological father, whether you are a stepfather, a grandfather, a martial arts teacher, a coach, no matter what sport it is, the children in society are in desperate need of father figures. I repeat, children in society, children all over the world, are in desperate need of fatherhood or father figures in their life to be examples and role models for them. Don't take my word for it. Many people who come from broken homes, one of the first things that come out of their mouth, they grew up in a single mother household. There was no father figure. Their father, they probably never knew, or probably left when they were young, but they didn't know their father. And this really messes with the psyche of children growing up, growing up in society, growing up all over the world without a father figure. This is very important, and I cannot stress this enough. As it is stated, the emperor is a provider. He protects and defends his loved ones. He takes what he has learned and passes it on to the next generation, so someday they can be as wise and powerful as he is. He brings security and comfort to those around him. He brings security and comfort to those around him. So, therefore, the emperor is also a representative of structure and stability. He is able to create order out of chaos by carefully categorizing his thoughts and mapping out what needs to be done to solve the problem. I quoted a moment ago from Baha'u'llah, who was from Persia. He was a prophet of God, prophet of the Most High. We are called, again, to be men, to be bold, to protect our loved ones, to use the knowledge we have acquired and pass it on to the next generation. So, this is the frequency, this is the vibration, this is what's most needed today, especially right now. Because the future is now, although this is a forecast for 2020. Next, I'm going to discuss the Tower Trump card or the Tower card in the tarot. This is the 16th card, which reduces to 7. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because the Tower card in the tarot deck is associated with Mars, just like the Emperor. So we're dealing with this vibration of Mars. But when we get to the Tower, and these are predictions, these are forecasts based on the vibrations come in the coming year 2020. And we're going to talk about the Tower Trump card. Okay, here's a description of the Tower card associated with the planet Mars. The tower shows a tall tower pitched atop a craggy mountain. Lightning strikes and flames burst from the building's windows. People are seen to be leaping from the tower in desperation, wanting to flee such destruction and turmoil. The tower signifies darkness and destruction on a physical scale as opposed to a spiritual scale. The tower itself represents ambitions built on false premises. Ambitions built on false premises. The lightning bolt breaks down existing forms in order to make room for new ones. It represents a sudden, momentary glimpse of truth, a flash of inspiration that breaks down structures of ignorance and false reasoning. There we have it. When you live a lie and your foundation is built on something false, so the tower represents something false being shattered, so you can see what's hidden beneath, so you can see reality, see what's real. So, in other words, we all must be reborn. Die to our old selves. Our old selves must be shattered, broken down, piece by piece, so we can rejuvenate, we can regenerate by being rebuilt, by being reborn. So there has to be destruction in order for anything new to emerge. So the destruction that we see in the world, whether it's through catastrophic events, through war and violence, is an energy that needs to be transformed because the destruction is a necessity. It's an interesting way of looking at evolution. You can look at a building being destroyed, being broken down, in order for a new building to emerge. The same goes for a house. You can remodel your house by destroying in order to make room for the new. To remodel a house many times it takes some destruction and some rebuilding to start the next cycle. This is the cycle of life. So, as a summary for 2020, fatherhood is a must. Being bold and courageous, hard work, determination, putting away cowardice, checking our pride and our ego, because our pride is what brings us down. But when our pride brings us down, we're going through a destructive period to be like a sword being refined by fire. And anything that touches fire is changed forever. You can look at it in a metaphorical way or a literal way. It doesn't matter. We're dealing with destruction and rebuilding. So transformation, because the Mars energy is vibrating very heavy in the 4 year ahead, which is 2020. Thanks for listening, and alao pa. Until next time, shalom.